There are two main ways of finding answers for matching headings type questions. You already know what keywords are, fixed keywords and flexible keywords. This will be your cornerstone when finding answers for this type of question. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Success Academy. I'm Shashank Dias, and in this video, we are going to talk about how to find answers for a matching headings type question in the reading exam. Alright, so when it comes to the reading test, we have already discussed a lot of things with regard to the reading section of the exam. We've attached a few links down below. You can go and check those videos out as well. If not, that's alright. We'll recap them right over here. So one of the first rules that we learned about the reading test was that in all types of questions except the matching information and classification type questions, answers are always going to be in order. Alright, so answers are going to be in the order of the questions. This is not the case for matching information, classification type questions, and today we are going to learn about matching headings. Matching headings are not a type of question where the answer is particularly in order. Alright, they are in order simply because that's how the question has been given. What I mean by that is, this is an example of a matching headings type question. So you can see you have been given a list of headings. Alright, you have been given 9 headings and you have also been given 7 questions to answer. You have been given from paragraph A to paragraph G, that is 7 questions, and all you have to do is read the relevant paragraph and find the correct heading for that paragraph. Alright, a lot of people say that they find this question difficult, but honestly, this is one of the most easiest questions if you know how to find the answers. So without further ado, let's talk about the two main ways in which you can find answers for the matching heading type question. Okay, so tried and tested method is way number 1. Alright, this is the way that I teach all my students in our classes, and this is the most effective method because it makes the whole process very simple. The first step of the process is to read the list of headings. Don't look at the paragraphs, don't look at the questions, just look at the list of headings. Alright, read the list of headings, and the second step of the process is to highlight the relevant keywords. Alright, highlight the relevant keywords. Whatever keywords you see in each heading, just highlight it. Alright, write it down essentially, not even highlight it, just write it down next to the question, because what you're going to be looking for is not the heading itself, you're only going to be scanning for these keywords. Alright, step number 3 is to read the relevant paragraph. So if it's paragraph A, read paragraph A. What do you do here though? You don't read the entire paragraph, you just read the first and last lines. Alright, this makes the process a lot easier simply because you don't have to read the entire paragraph. Alright, you don't have to read the entire paragraph, just read the first and last lines. 80% of the time this works. But there's 20% of the time where this doesn't work. So just be ready for the alternative that if you can't find the relevant keywords in the first line and the last line, then you have to skim through the entire paragraph. But 80% of the time, the answer will be, or the relevant keywords will be in the first and last line of the paragraph. Right? Majority of the time. Okay. Then, of course, once you locate the relevant keywords in the first and last lines of the paragraph, then you can match the correct keywords and you can write the answer. If you can't find the relevant keywords in the first and last lines, then you skim through the entire paragraph just looking for those keywords. Don't look for anything else. I will explain this to you just in the latter part of the video with the use of a paper, but I just want to outline the system before we get there. Alright, read the list of headings, highlight the keywords in the list of headings, go and read the relevant paragraph, locate the keywords in the paragraph, only read the first and last line to do so. If you can't find the answer there, read the remaining paragraph, and then once you have found the keywords, you will automatically know what the answer is. So it's a 5-step process, very easy. All right. Method number 2. Now this is the road less taken. Sometimes the road less taken is not the best road. All right. So me personally, I don't like this method, but it's still a method that works for some people, which is why I am outlining it in this video. You can try both methods. If the second one works for you, go ahead. All right. You have to find the easiest method for you. What is easy for you might not be easy for me. What is easy for me might not be easy for someone else. All right. So make sure that you try every possible way and you choose what works for you best. Well, the second method is a 4-step process, very simple. All you do is first you read the relevant paragraph. So if it's paragraph A, you read paragraph A. All right. While you're reading paragraph A, you yourself write a heading that you think is suitable for that paragraph. All right. Don't look at the list of headings that have been given. You think and you write a heading that you think is suitable. That is step 2. Step 3 is try to locate that heading in the list of headings that have been given. The closest heading. All right. The closest heading to what you have written, try to find it in the list of headings. Then you write the correct answer. Now, the way I see it and why this is difficult for me is that sometimes what I see as the most important theme of the paragraph might not be what they have given in their list of headings. It might be something different. All right. So the focal point that you have might be different to the focal point that they are looking for. Therefore, I recommend the first method. All right. But just to recap the second one, it's this. Read the paragraph first. You write your own heading for that paragraph. See in the list of headings if there is a similar heading to what you have written. And then finally, if you find a similar one, that will be the correct answer. All right. My recommendation is the first method, and that is what we will be discussing in the paper in the latter part of this video. All right. Make sure that you follow one of these methods when you're finding answers for the matching headings type question, because you have to follow a technique in order to save time. You can't just haphazardly read the paragraph and then keep reading the list of headings again and again and again until you feel you have found the correct answer. You always have to approach answers with a strategy. All right. So find the strategy that works for you and then attempt to do the question. All right. I hope that makes sense. With that, we will move in to the paper discussion. All right. So like I said, in this video, we are going to discuss a matching headings type question. All right. So usually this is how you would get a matching headings type question. You have a list of headings that have been given. Then they specify the list of paragraphs and you have to write the correct number of the heading in front of the paragraph. All right. So in your answer sheet, in the given box, you only have to write the given number. Okay. So if we read the question, questions 14 to 20. Reading passage 2 has 7 paragraphs, A to G. Choose the correct heading for each paragraph from the list of headings below. Give the correct number 1 to 9 in boxes 14 to 20 of your answer sheet. Okay, so obviously you can't write this entire sentence in your answer sheet. You can only write the correct number. Okay, so we discussed 2 strategies when it came to finding the answer. Now, me personally, I prefer the first strategy because the second one, where you have to think of your own heading, might be a bit more time consuming. It's much easier to locate the keywords in each heading and then scan for those keywords in each paragraph. Because anyway, see, when you're finding the answer for paragraph A, you know that you only have to read paragraph A. You don't have to read paragraph A, B, C, D to find the correct heading for paragraph A. You only have to read paragraph A. So once you locate the keywords in each of the headings, then all you have to do is locate those keywords inside the paragraph. Alright, so when we are locating the keywords in each paragraph, we have to identify both the fixed and flexible keywords. More often than not, we might find a lot of flexible keywords, but that's alright. Let's locate them and then try to scan and find them inside the paragraph. Alright, so when we talk about locating the keywords, you already know that there are two types of keywords. You have fixed and flexible keywords. So just to jog your memory on this again, fixed keywords are words that do not change. Pronouns, you have numbers, dates, scientific terms, right? Pronouns, dates, numbers, scientific terms. These are the four keywords which do not change. Therefore, they are called fixed keywords. The rest are all called flexible keywords, which are words that have synonyms, words that can change. So when we read this particular heading, the areas and artifacts within the pyramid itself, within the pyramid, inside the pyramid, internally, all right? Anything, areas and artifacts within the pyramid, inside the pyramid. So areas, artifacts, and especially this word is important, within. All right, within is the most important word because we are trying to locate things that are inside the pyramid. That's our key word, or the main key word is within. Then what is within? Artifacts and areas. All right, okay. The next one is a difficult task for those involved. So the key word here would be difficult task, difficult accomplishment, hard job, right? Any of these phrases can be used. Okay, so if we were to write, okay, difficult task, that's for the second one. All right, difficult task. The next one is a king who saved his people. Again, here saved, right? There should be something about saving. All right, so save. And then maybe we can have king, but I feel like the word king might be repeated multiple times. So that's not really a key word. But the main one here would be saved. That is the gist of that sentence. All right, saved. Clear? So a key word is basically any word that makes up the gist of that sentence, the summary of that sentence. All right, so here it's within the pyramid. Here it's a hard task or a difficult task. Here it's the word saved. A king saved his people. All right. A single certainty among other less definite facts. So here it says a single certainty among other less definite facts. So single certainty, less definite facts. Those are our two keywords. So single certainty and less definite facts. All right, single certainty, less definite facts. These are our two keywords. Then when we come here, an overview of the external buildings and areas. So here it says inside, within. Here it says external, outside buildings and areas. All right, so external buildings and areas. So the word building and areas is actually not very important, but external, that would be our keyword, right? So external buildings, okay, we'll just write it down for clarity's sake. External buildings, all right, that's the main one. A pyramid design that others copied. So again, it's very clear that the keyword here is copied, all right? A pyramid design that others copied. So you can even write down pyramid design that others copied, all right? Okay, pyramid design and copied. Then here it says an idea for changing the design of burial structures. Changing the design, changing. All right, so changing the design, that's our keyword over there, right? Changing the design. Okay, there we are, changing the design. That's our main key phrase or the keyword of question number 7, or heading number 7, sorry. All right. Then heading number 8, an incredible experience despite the few remains. Incredible experience would be one, right? So right? Incredible experience, and the other one would be few remains, right? Actually, despite few remains. What happened over there? Despite few remains. All right. Incredible experience despite few remains. Okay. Finally, question number 9, we have the answers to some unexpected questions. The answers to some unexpected questions. So I believe that unexpected questions, and then the word answers to some unexpected questions would be the keyword over there, right? Okay, so now we have listed out the correct keywords or the keywords of each heading. Now all we have to do is, we don't necessarily have to read the entire heading and then try to find each one in each paragraph. Instead, what we can very conveniently do is look for the correct keywords inside each paragraph. All right. Okay. Now let's go to the paragraph and have a look. All right. So let's go on to the first paragraph. All right. Paragraph A. So we are looking for the correct answer for paragraph A. All right. Now we're looking at areas, artifacts within, difficult tasks, saved, single certainty, less definite facts, external buildings, pyramid design and copied, changing the design, incredible experience despite few remains, answers, unexpected questions. These are the key words that we are looking for. All right. And this is the first paragraph. We are going to look for these keywords inside this particular paragraph. All right. Now here, I told you that the recommendation from IDP and the recommendation that most people give is read the first and last line of the paragraph. Let's first read the first and last sentences and see if we can find any of our keywords. All right. The pyramids are the most famous monuments of ancient Egypt and still hold enormous interest for people in the present day. Okay. Pyramids are the most famous monuments. All right, so when we look at that first line, there aren't any particular keywords that we have written down. So let's read the last line of this paragraph. Where is the last line? Here we are. However, there is no question that as far as Egypt is concerned, it began with one monument to one king designed by one brilliant architect, the step pyramid of Djoser in Saqqara. Okay, here we do find one of our keywords, which is there is no question that as far as Egypt is concerned. So they're giving a very, very definite fact. There is no question, undoubtedly. All right, check this part. There is no question, undoubtedly. All right, undoubtedly. So where did we write undoubtedly? We said, here we are. We said single certainty, right? We said single certainty. Okay, great. We did get an idea now. All right. So now let's read the one above and see if this is also there. The evolution of the pyramid form has been written and argued about for centuries. Yes, less definite facts. This has been written and argued. Argued means that the facts are not straight, it's not certain, so it's less definite. All right. So here we have the answer. All right. So for paragraph A, the answer should be answer number 4, heading number 4. All right. For paragraph A, answer is heading number 4. Right. Great. Okay. Then we move on to so I hope that's clear. So now here in this particular paragraph, when we read the last line, we were lucky enough to find one of our keywords. This is not the case all the time. All right. So my method is to always skim through the entire paragraph And for this, we need to improve our skimming skills, our reading skills. However, we are trying and testing this method of reading the first line and the last line of each paragraph. And so far, for the first answer, this has worked. All right, so fantastic. That's great. Let's move on to the next one. All right, okay, here we go. Joseph was the first king of the third dynasty of Egypt and the first to build in stone. Right, that's the first line. Last line is, Joseph is thought to have reigned for 19 years, but some historians and scholars attribute a much longer time for his rule owing to the number and size of the monuments he built. Okay, are any of our keywords here? Now that we can see, pyramid design. No, so these two are certainly out. All right, we don't have to look at these again. Saved, difficult task, no. So after reading the first line and the last line, we haven't been able to find a particular keyword. Therefore, let's quickly skim through the rest of the paragraph. Prior to Joseph's reign, tombs were rectangular monuments made of dried clay brick which covered underground passages where the deceased person was buried. For reasons which remain unclear, Joseph's main official, whose name was Imhotep, conceived of building a taller, more impressive tomb for his king by stacking stone slabs on top of each other. Okay, so this is very, very, very clear to us. What has happened, right? Before this king's reign, pyramids were rectangular. They were rectangular monuments, rectangular buildings that were made of dried clay brick. But during his reign, his main official, Imhotep, thought of building more taller, impressive tombs by stacking stone slabs on top of each other, progressively making them smaller to form the shape now known as the step pyramid. So what have they done? They have clearly changed the design. All right, they have changed the design. So change the design. Where did we write that? Pyramid design. Here we are. Change the design. All right. Conceived of building a taller, more impressive tomb for his king by stacking stone slabs on top of each other. So they have changed the design of the pyramid. So first it was rectangular, then they made it into a step pyramid. So they have changed the design. Answer has to be 7. All right. Answer has to be 7. Okay. 7 is VII. There we go. All right. So paragraph B, answer number 7. All right. Let's move on to paragraph number 3. All right. So paragraph C is what we are looking for. Okay. So now 7 is out, 4 is out. Now we are looking for paragraph C. All right. Let's go with the first sentence and last sentence method first. Let's see if we can find the answer. The step pyramid has been thoroughly examined and investigated over the last century, and it is now known that the building process went through many different stages. It had several the last one is here. The weight of the enormous mass was a challenge for the builders who placed challenge for the builders. Challenge as in difficult task. Look at that, difficult task. And here we are, difficult task. So we don't even have to read the rest. Let's go ahead with the answer. That's answer number 2. All right. So always keep in mind, now you might be thinking, okay, we are finding the answers by reading the first and last sentences. This may be the case in some instances, but in some instances it is not. All right, so make sure to skim through. But anyway, this method has worked for us here. Challenge for the builders means it's a difficult task for the builders, difficult task for those involved. Answer number 2 would be the correct answer. All right. Then we move on to paragraph D. Right, paragraph D. When finally completed, the step pyramid rose 62 meters high and was the tallest structure of its time. Joseph was so proud of his accomplishment that he broke the tradition of having only his own name on the monument and had Imhotep's name carved on it as well. Now, there are no keywords that fit in well with the last and the first line of this paragraph. So let's just quickly skim through. The complex in which it was built was the size of a city in ancient Egypt and included a temple, courtyard, shrines, and living quarters for the priests. Okay, so they are talking about the complex in which it was built. So they're talking about the surrounding area, which included temples, courtyards, shrines, and living quarters for the priests. It covered a region of 16 hectares and was surrounded by a wall of 10.5 meters high. Okay, so it's clearly talking about the external buildings, right? It's talking about the external buildings. So here we are, external buildings. All right, external buildings. So that is answer number 5. Do you see how convenient this is, right? If we write down our keywords right at the start over here, it makes things very, very easy for us. All right, it makes it very easy to find the answers simply because all we have to do is search for the keywords. We don't have to keep going through the list of headings again and again and again and again. I mean, I didn't even read, we didn't read these headings at all after the first time, right? We just identify the keywords. If you're doing this by yourself, this will take you less than 5 minutes, less than a minute. All right, because all you have to do is identify the important words. This will take you less than a minute. All right, then you see how easy it is to locate these keywords inside the paragraph. All right, it's very easy to locate them inside the paragraph. All right, okay, so now we move on to paragraph E. And you also saw, okay, so 2 of the answers, we found the answers by reading the first and last line of the paragraph. 2 of the answers we had to find by skimming the entire paragraph. All right, so you see it's a 50-50 thing. So we'll see how it plays out in the other 3 paragraphs as well, right? Okay, the burial chamber of the tomb where the king's body was laid to rest was dug beneath the base of the pyramid, surrounded by a vast maze of long tunnels that had rooms. Okay, so by reading the first line itself, I think it's very clear to me that this is going to talk about the interior of the pyramid. So this spoke about the exterior. This one is talking about the interiors, the burial chamber. And then it speaks about vast maze of long tunnels that had rooms of them to discourage robbers. All right, even towards the end. There are other historians, however, who claim the vessels were dumped into the shafts as yet another attempt to prevent grave robbers from getting to the king's burial chamber. All right, so clearly talking about vessels. Over 40,000 of these vessels of various forms and shapes were discovered. Okay, so they're clearly talking about the interior of the pyramid. All right, so we didn't even have to go this far, to be honest. When they said burial chamber of the tomb was dug beneath the base of the pyramid, all right, surrounded by a vast maze of long tunnels. And then from here, it's again very clear, over 40,000 of these vessels. Oh no, it's actually here. One of the most mysterious discoveries found inside the pyramid was a large number of stone vessels. So they're clearly talking about the things that have been located, the artifacts that have been found inside the pyramid. All right, within the pyramid itself, right? So that's here. Areas and artifacts within the pyramid. So then the answer for paragraph E is 1. All right, great. Let's move on to paragraph F. Okay, unfortunately, all of the precautions and intricate decisions of the underground network did not prevent ancient robbers from finding a way in. There was enough left throughout the pyramid and its complex, however, to astonish and amaze the archaeologists who excavated it. Okay, astonish and amaze is incredible experience, right? And there was enough left throughout the pyramid, despite the few remains, right? Despite the few remains, it was an incredible experience. There was enough left, right? There were few things remaining, but it was enough to make the historians feel astonished and amazed. All right, okay, so again, we didn't have to read the entire paragraph. We just read the last sentence and we were able to find the correct answer. So the answer for paragraph F would be answer number 8. All right. Okay. Finally, we have Egyptologist Miroslav Werner writes, few monuments hold a place in human history as significant as that of Step Pyramid in Saqqara. The Step Pyramid was a revolutionary advance in architecture and became the archetype which all the other great pyramid builders of Egypt would follow. All right, so that's also again very clear. They have said that this was the archetype, this was the basic design, the foundation which all other great pyramid builders would follow. So what have they done? They have copied his pyramid design. Very clear. Answer number 6. Right. There we are. All right. So in this video, it was very clear to you how we found answers to a matching headings type question. So the system to follow is to first locate the keywords in the list of headings that has been provided. You just write it down on the question paper itself. Then you go on to read the paragraphs. First, read the first and last sentences of the paragraph. See if you can find the answers in, or not the answers, see if you can find the relevant keywords in the first and last sentences of the paragraph. If you can, that's great. You don't have to read everything. If you can't, then skim through the entire paragraph and try to find the answer. All right. I hope that was very clear to you. All right. So when we approach this type of question, we spoke about 2 methods. And for me personally, I find the first method to be a lot easier, which is locate the keywords in the list of headings that have been provided. And then after that, read the first and last sentences of each paragraph and try to locate the keywords. If we are unable to find the relevant keywords in the first and last paragraph, then we have to skim through the entire paragraph. Now, just keep in mind that you might not find all the answers in the first and last paragraph. All right, so what I mean by that is, for example, if you take this, okay, so the answer for the first question, paragraph A heading, you might not find the relevant keywords here or here. All right, just keep that in mind, and keep in mind, if you don't, you have to skim through the entire paragraph. So this rule of finding the keywords in the first and last paragraph does not apply to every paragraph. It might apply to most paragraphs. All right, it might apply to most paragraphs. So just keep that in mind when you are answering the question, right? All right, so with that, we are done with today's video. I hope that you got a great understanding of how to approach a matching headings type question. What are the 2 methods of approaching this type of question? And we discussed 1 method in detail. All right, so I hope that this gave you a good understanding of how to approach this type of question. The key thing is to keep practicing. If you don't practice, then you're never going to learn. So find as many questions as you can for matching heading and then complete as many questions as possible. So if you like this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel, because we honestly put in a lot of effort to do this kind of video. So it would really mean a lot to me if you would subscribe to the channel and help us grow. And if there's anything that you're struggling with, anything that you would like to see a video about in detail, then make sure to comment down below, share this with a friend, like the video, put a thumbs up. And overall, I just hope you had a good time, you enjoyed, and you learned something while watching this video. If you are interested in purchasing our video course or joining our 10-day comprehensive IELTS program, make sure to call us on the number below. So, till our next video, keep practicing.